What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fight Dialogue. My name is Tim. This is I think it's a third fight companion I've done. And the first one was actually a Volkanovski card as well. I was afraid that I would only be doing this for the main event and the co-main event, but it looks like we've got the third fight that we're going to be able to sneak in here as well. If you're watching, give me a thumbs up. Make sure everything is good. Make sure the audio and video is good. Give me a thumbs up. Right now, we are getting ready for Alex Pereira versus Sean Strickland. Let me try to make this bigger here. Apologies. For those of you that are unfamiliar with my style of fight companion, I usually treat the in-between part of the fights as like a ask me anything and just shoot the shit. And while the fights are happening, I do my best imitation of a radio style play-by-play. Some people that are unable to watch the fights for whatever reason and just like to listen to what's going on. All right, got Alex Pereira. He looks ready. Sean Strickland, who based on his press conference antics, seemed to be looking past Pereira. 25-3. I believe one of those losses is to Kamaru Usman at welterweight, if I remember correctly. Looks a lot better at middleweight. Like I said, folks, give me a thumbs up. Make sure everything's good. Boxing MMA 365. Good to see you again, my friend. All right, here we go. We're about to see how good Sean Strickland's striking is, or perhaps how good his fight IQ is. We're at 451 in the first round, if you want to try and sync up the fight with mine. Pereira already throwing a lot of leg kicks, and Sean's checking them for the most part. They're in a closed stance, both orthodox. Strickland trying to establish that jab, taking more of like a Muay Thai stance, light on the front leg. Both feeling each other out, throwing some light kicks, light jabs. Pereira looking a lot bigger than Strickland, not surprising. Jabs and teeps. That was a nice body kick from Alex. Kind of just circling each other in the center here. Nice right hand by Pereira. Just caught him at the end of the punch. Strickland's got a good jab. He's real technical when he wants to be. Strickland's trying to pressure him. But Pereira's showing some good footwork. He's back to the center, and he's landing with some punches and kicks on the outside. It's hard to say this early in the fight who's getting the better of the exchanges, but it does seem like Pereira has a bit more pop in his shots here. Still exchanging jabs. Ooh. Strickland's got the right hand high close to his chin, but his left hand, his lead hand, is down low. And that's the side that he keeps getting hit on. Now he's taken quite a few shots from Pereira. You know, when I said we would see how good Strickland's... Oh, he just got rocked by a left hook, and he's out. Wow. He got absolutely flatlined by Pereira. That famous left hook of Pereira. Holy shit. That was clean. That was beautiful. He was legit just pressing forward, trying to pressure Pereira with the jab, and Pereira just lit him up with a left hand that rocked him severely, and he finished him with a right hand, I believe. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Let's see it again. Yup. It was just that fucking bazooka of a left hand. He just plants. Look at that. He waited for that that rear hand of Strickland. Did he fake? He didn't really fake. Strickland tried to parry with his right hand. Maybe he thought a jab was coming, and newsflash, it wasn't a jab. It was the left hook. Yeah, that's what it was. He thought it was a jab coming. He tried to parry it, and that took the hand away from the face, and as Pereira looped in with that left hand, it just caught him clean on the chin, put him right the fuck down, and then he finished him with a right hand. That was beautiful, and that is Pereira's main weapon right there. That's what he knocked Adesanya out with in Glory, not Glory, whatever the hell the organization was. Wow. And like I was about to say, Strickland has some good grappling, and I'm really surprised he didn't even attempt to grapple him at all. Wow, and Pereira was unranked going into that. And he just beat the number 4 guy at middleweight. There's a reason this guy's so hyped right now, and why he's on the fast track to challenge Izzy. Goose, what's up, man? Good to see you. I thought Alex's 3-2 would be the biggest danger, but my God, that's from Boxing MMA 365. Yeah, you would know, man. But hey, Alex Pereira is a straight-up killer. For those of you just joining, we watched Sean Strickland just get completely put on his ass by the Brazilian. The only man to knock out Adesanya, which of course was in a kickboxing match. And now Pereira is trying his hand at MMA and doing quite well. Just finished the number 4 guy at middleweight in less than a round and made it look easy. Never seen anybody do that to Strickland. This has been a fantastic card so far. Just before that was a barn burner between Brian Barberena and Robbie Lawler, a fight that I believe Robbie Lawler was winning for a good bit of that fight, for most of the fight. And then Barberena just fucking destroyed him at the end. I was really surprised by the Jalen Turner outcome. And by the way, if you hear some fireworks in the background, it is 4th of July weekend, so there's going to be some explosions. I apologize. But what else happened? Oh yeah, Sean O'Malley poked Munoz in the eye. And it was a pretty close fight leading up to that. I don't think either guy was really winning too much by that point, which made the outcome even more disappointing because we can't really make a confident prediction on who would have won if that fight kept going. Yeah, I can tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Alex Pereira's interview right now, and his translator is a big old fat guy. Just shook hands with Joe Rogan, so hopefully that gives you an idea of where I'm at. When the next fight comes on, I'll give you guys the time. That way you can try to sync it up with my stream. Great fight so far. And I don't have the audio right now because I don't want you guys to be able to hear it. Or I don't want it to come through the stream, rather. So I don't know any of what they're saying right now. I would imagine that Alex Pereira is calling for a title shot. Good stuff. So far, I'm doing horrible on my picks. Let me know how you guys are doing. Like I said, in between fights, we can kind of treat this as a Ask Me Anything. So if you guys have any questions, shoot. Happy 4th of July weekend to you too, sir. My friend, Boxing MMA 365 in Ireland. How do we think Pereira does in a fight against Izzy if Izzy wins the fight against Cannonier tonight? I believe that Adesanya will win the fight tonight. I picked Adesanya to win. So far, I'm seeing that you guys agree that Pereira is going to get the next title shot. It's hard to argue. You know, Adesanya has, I don't want to say he's cleaned out the division, but he's beaten most of the guys that make it the most interesting, you know? One might argue that the fight with Cannonier isn't even that interesting on paper. I wouldn't. I think that Cannonier has something to offer, but out of all the guys that Adesanya has fought so far, I think this is one of the more predictable outcomes. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm right about that. Tale of the Tape, excellent channel, excellent insight into the world of MMA. Welcome. Are you doing Pereira a disservice by fast-tracking him? I think perhaps. But it's hard to say because what I really want to see Pereira do is fight a good grappler. Not that there's like a whole plethora of those at middleweight, at least not in the top 10 of middleweight. You have some decent grapplers for sure, but I can't think of anybody that's really known for their grappling. Most of the best middleweights are strikers. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to think of a really good grappler at middleweight. But we saw Pereira in his last fight have to deal with some adversity. In fact, I thought the guy that he fought in his last fight actually should have won by decision. I'll have to go back and rewatch that fight, but it was a very, very interesting fight in terms of learning where Pereira is at with the rest of his MMA skills. He's obviously a very, very good striker. But can he deal with a good grappler? I think that remains to be seen. He definitely knows what he's doing on the ground, like he's not a complete novice, but I don't know. Argentpour, what's up, man? No, it is Adesanya is not a grappler, but I don't know. I feel that if you're going to be fighting for a title, you should be well-rounded. Because I feel like if there's an obvious hole in your game, you need to test yourself in that area before you're deserving of a title. No, Adesanya is not a world-class grappler, but he can grapple. We saw in his fight with Kelvin Gastelum that he does have good grappling skills. You know, he threw up a lot of submission attempts in that fight. Even in his first fight with Marvin Vettori, he showed that while he can be, it is possible to control him on the ground. It's not easy to defeat him with ground and pound or submissions. He's knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing. And if you're going to be a champion of MMA, you have to prove that you can do that. When Conor was on the rise, for Conor's his title run, every single time he would win a fight, not only were people saying he was being fed, cans to crush, but they were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought a submission guy yet. He hasn't fought a wrestler yet. You know what I mean? And when he fought Chad Mendes, I feel like he proved himself. And he, even though that fight technically was for a title, it was for an interim title. So he really, in my mind, proved himself worthy of fighting for the belt after that Chad Mendes fight. But yeah, like I said, at middleweight, there's not a whole lot of guys that really fit that criteria. The only person that would be Yoel, but he's in Bellator now. So we don't have that elite level wrestler at middleweight anymore that can really act as the grappling gatekeeper, if you will. Arjunpur says, I understand your point. However, I believe it's the best time for Alex to fight Izzy. Man is 35 years old with many kickboxing matches under his belt. Who knows if he can have the same chin at 37? Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I'm not opposed to Alex fighting Izzy right now. Like I said, that it is good timing because of his history with the champion and the fact that there's just not a lot of people at middleweight that Adesanya has not fought yet, and where it would be interesting. You know, that's a very, very easy fight to promote, Pereira versus Adesanya, because Pereira has a win over him in kickboxing. All right, they're showing promos for the trilogy match between Volk and Max. This one has the MMA community pretty divided, which I'm surprised by because in my experience talking to people, Max is a fan favorite and Volkanovski is a fan favorite. And I've always been a fan of both guys. I don't know how you can't be a fan of both guys. Yeah, I know they fought each other and there's a rivalry there, but there also seems to be a great respect between both those guys there. So I don't know why the Saint doesn't go for the fan bases. Or maybe I've only been talking to the wrong people. I don't know. But there seems to be some animosity between the two fan bases for sure. I thought that Alex clearly won the first fight, especially based off the leg kicks. You know, he ripped Max apart with the leg kicks. But in the second fight, Max, I think he dropped him at least twice. At least twice. One was an uppercut, I believe, and another one was and they were both flash knockdowns. I'm trying to think of what the second knockdown was. There may have even been a third knockdown. I can't remember. It was a long fight that had a lot of shit happened in it. But they were both fantastic, and I thought Max just edged it in that second fight. I'm not butthurt that they gave it to Volkanovski, but yeah. And I think that's why there's a trilogy taking place right now. I think if Alex would have won, as some people seem to think was so, what's the word? Easily or decisively, then there wouldn't have been a trilogy. There'd be no reason for it. And Max has proven that he's, at the very least, the second best guy in the division with all his wins in between. You know, the performance against Calvin Kattar, the performance against Yair Rodriguez. Unbelievable. Oh, what do we got going on in the chat here? What would you rate welterweight, middleweight, and light heavyweight in letter grades? I assume you mean by tier list, Mr. Goose. Right now, I would give welterweight either a C plus or like a B minus. It's very top. You know what? I want to say it's top heavy, but there's such depth to the welterweight division. It may only seem that way. It may only seem that way because the champion is so dominant. And of course, Colby Covington as a gatekeeper to the champion, if you will, is very dominant. But welterweight has historically been very, very, very deep and talented. So I may be underselling it a bit there. Middleweight, I'm gonna give a B as well. And light heavyweight, I would say before, like during the reign of John Jones, was at like a C or even a D, just because he had cleaned it out. And then when we had the musical chairs of the belt flying around after Jones semi-retired or decided to go to heavyweight, even though he hasn't yet, I'd give it a slightly better grade. But it's heating up to an A now after that fight with Yuri and Glover. All right, we're at the walkouts here. Max walking out first, as is custom for the blue corner. Let's see if Max gets it this time, man. Got time for a couple more questions. I think Nasruddin Imavov versus Alex Pereira is a good match for the future. Ima, is that how you pronounce his name? Imavov is a decent grappler with beautiful stand-up. Yeah, man. I just want to see him versus anybody with like real, legit grappling skills. What was the name of the guy he fought before Strickland? I think it's Silva, something Silva. And he just fought too. He just fought on the last card. I think he fought on the Fight Night card. Big Brazilian guy. But that was a good fight, and that dude had some skills on the ground. I usually hate seeing this many rematches, but Volkanovski and Max are clearly the two best in the division. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Tail of the Tape. Just Goose says first knockdown was a head kick. That was in the second fight with Max and Volk. Yeah, I got to go back and watch it, man. I can't even remember. Sleepy Simon, what's up? I'm personally a big fan of Holdies. Maybe the best of all time. I am not familiar with this person. I'm compelled to look it up now. Maybe after the fight. All right, Max is in the cage. Coming up next is Volk. Mark Goddard is the ref. Mark Goddard is one of the best refs. I think he's number 2 on my list. I don't like that he can kind of be a prick sometimes in the cage, and he's a bit arrogant, but he does his job well. Very rare that he stops a fight too early or too late. Volkanovski walking out now. This is in the T-Mobile Arena, right? Yeah. You know, I eventually have to make a video about Volkanovski. I don't know what's going to come first, grappling or striking, but I'm actually afraid to do a striking video on him because he's so difficult to it's so difficult to understand his style. At least for me. At least for me, because it's a very footwork based style and timing based style. The two things that I'm the absolute worst at. Not that I'm a very good striker, but if I had to pick my strengths and weaknesses in the striking category, those would not be them. You guys playing tricks on me in the comments here? That was funniest when they did it to Bisbing. What did they make him say in the live chat? Shit, I'm trying to remember. They made him say something funny in the live chat. Don't do that to me. That's not nice. They're trying to make me say some shit.
What are they trying to say?
Hold these? Probably hold these nuts. Now my wife's laughing at me. Let's see these stats on Volkanovski. Second longest active win streak in the UFC with 11. That's crazy. You know what? It doesn't seem like he's had that many fights in the UFC. For some reason, and this is probably just because he wasn't really on my radar before this, but I cannot remember who the fuck he fought before Chad Mendes. The Chad Mendes fight was when I was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking good. Before that, I can't remember. I think he retired Chad Mendes, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good fight, too. Like, Chad Mendes didn't do bad. Like, I was actually surprised that Chad Mendes retired after that. If I remember correctly. It might not have been him. Let me know when the clock hits 4:57. Will do, sir. Guys, if you haven't liked the video, give it a like. And we are at the tail of the tape. Volkanovski, 5'6". He is so stocky. So stocky for a fucking featherweight. We just saw a goddamn lightweight on this card that was 6'3". Humans coming in all shapes and sizes. All right, here we go. Potentially 5-round fight. I'm hoping it doesn't go 5 rounds, though. In all honesty, these guys have fought 10 rounds already. Like, they were both great fights and action-packed, but something in me is just like, I just want to see something definitive. I just want to see somebody finish somebody. Even though I'm rooting for Max, like, I wouldn't be unhappy if Volkanovski finished him with a sub or a knockout or something. Like, I just want there to be no question this time. The only question that would arise would be if Max won, then the question is, do you have a 4th fight? How do you guys think the commentary team has been doing tonight? Daniel Cormier, Joe Rogan, the usual John Anik. It's one of the better trios, in my opinion. But they've also been known to be a bit biased in the past. That's why I mute it when I do these live streams. All right, they're announcing Volkanovski right now. All right. Looking focused as always. That's the one thing about Volkanovski, man. That guy is always fucking dialed in. A complete strategist, it seems to me. He knows exactly what he's going to do when he gets in there. But still has the ability to adapt as well. They touch gloves. All right. Round 1, 457 right now. They're both in an orthodox stance. Max seems to be pushing the pace early. They're throwing fakes at each other. 443, first round. They're both feinting the kicks. Volk's using good footwork, not allowing himself to be cornered, circling to his left. Max is trying to establish his lead hand right now. Trying to set up his jab with his teeps. Just ate a good leg kick there. We knew we'd see at least a few of those from Volkanovski. Volkanovski has a very bladed stance. Max making a miss. Made a miss with the leg kick and then used some good head movement to get out of the way of the counter left hook. But so far, not much offense from either guy. Mostly testing each other with fakes and feints still. They both just landed with a lead kick. That was a good right hand setup from Volkanovski. I think it just grazed the chin of Max. He got off the center line, though, with his head. Ooh, Volkanovski going upstairs and downstairs, and Max just dodged it all. Oh, big right hand from Volkanovski. Max rolled with it, though. And Volkanovski's egging him on. Max is pressuring him. Volk pressures right back to get out of there. Eats a leg kick from Max. They're landing with a bit more frequency now. They both seem to have gotten their range. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first round. Max's chin is just always so high up in the air. I'm surprised that the overhand isn't more of a factor for Volkanovski. It's more these looping hooks that he's having mixed success with. Some are landing, but a lot of them, Max is actually getting out of the way of. Actually, he just threw an overhand right there. Kind of grazed the forehead of Max. Nice jab by Volkanovski. Volkanovski's feeling himself right now. He's talking to Max, giving him a taste of his own medicine. Nice head kick from Max that it was blocked, but still probably didn't feel good. Oh, nice counter left from Volkanovski. He's pressuring Max now, and they're in the clinch. Nice right hands from Volkanovski, landed in the clinch and on the break. Minute and 25 left. Volkanovski having more success with the hands. He's getting out of the way of Max's jab. It's a good fight so far. Oh, big left hand from Volkanovski. Seemed to rock Max momentarily. Max has his legs back under him, though. Volkanovski definitely getting the better of this round. Nice right hand from Max. Volkanovski counters, and now they're in the clinch. Knees being thrown. Volk looks like he wants to break from the clinch with a strike. Doesn't get the chance to. Max gets out of there. Max looks like he wants to parry that jab, but no success so far. He's coming just out of range with his punches. Oh, big elbow from Max. That was a wild exchange there. Volkanovski seems to be okay, though. He's smiling at him. Big leg kick from Volk. Now Max is walking a little funny on it. That was a nasty leg kick. Oh, spinning elbow from Max at the end of the round. Very good, very good. I still thought Volkanovski won that round, though. And like I said, that was a big left hand that he landed. Somewhere between the middle of that round. What do you guys think? Who won the first round? Max got touched up a little bit, I say. Cut man working on him right now. He's got a little bit of a nick underneath his right eye. Alex looking a little bit swollen too under his left eye, but he seems to swell up and cut a bit more easily. It's hard to tell. Volkanovski kind of just has like very high cheekbones. I don't know if it's swollen or not. All right, here we go. Second round. All right, round two, 456 of the second round. Leg kicks from Max being attempted. Max pushing forward but eating a leg kick for it. Just moving his head, looking to parry the jab. They both land in that exchange. Volkanovski still seems to have a better read with his hands, although that was a good exchange there. Max blocking those shots, parrying that one. Not really finding a home for his punches as much, though. That kick lands off the body of Volkanovski. He's pressuring him forward. He's got him up against the cage now. He should make a move if I were him. Oh, he ate a left hook. Max eating big punches, man. Oh, he eats a looping right hand from Volkanovski. Volkanovski is either getting just out of the way of these counters or he's getting just to the inside of them to where it's really the forearm landing on him because he's crowding the space and the punches aren't landing flush. Neither man has tried to grapple as of yet. Not surprising. Neither one has really switched stance either. Ooh, they're in the clinch now. Volkanovski has a tight over-under, pushing him to the cage. Maybe they heard me. Bit of grappling now. Big elbow from the clinch by Volkanovski. He might have double unders here. Nope, still over-under. Still seems to be in an advantageous position, and now he takes the back of Max, who's fighting hands correctly. Big elbows. Volkanovski having the advantage so far in the clinch. It's broken up now. Max still pushing forward. Has Volkanovski on the outside, who eats a couple punches. Good flurry from Max. That right hand. The 3-2. Oh, big right hand again from Volkanovski. The 3-2's working for Volkanovski. Nice jab from Max, who gets out of the way of the counter, but it looks like he has a bad cut over his left eye now. Good jab again from Max. It's leaking pretty bad out of that left eye. Missed with the jab and the kick. Volkanovski lands a nice flurry. Feinting the jab. And Max is biting on those feints too. Good kick from Max to the body. Just misses with the head kick. Volkanovski gets out of range for that. And they're back in the center. Good leg kick by Volkanovski. It gets returned by Max though. Both men bleeding now. Max coming in with some jabs. Oh, nice exchange there. Volkanovski started it, but Max ended it. Max eating a jab. Good combination. 1-1-2 from Max. Volkanovski's winning on the strike count, clearly. Doubled up on Max at the moment for both rounds. Max pushing forward with a combination that ends with a leg kick. And it lands two nice straight punches there. He's got Volkanovski backing up. He's cutting off the cage pretty well, but Volkanovski's using aggressiveness to get himself off the cage and just nearly dropped Max with a leg kick. Flying knee attempt from Max. Doesn't land, and now they're back at the center. I think that was an error from Max. Big punches being thrown by both men. None of them landing super cleanly, but they're heavy enough shots to do damage nonetheless. Good fight so far, but I think Volk has it 2-0 so far. Who do you guys have winning? Goose thinking that Max is going to get knocked out. That's a nasty cut above his eye. Oof. Damn. And it's leaking into his eye. Let's see what did it. Overhand right. Beautiful overhand right. My wife's trying to see the cut. She's saying doctor stoppage. Hopefully not. But if that cut gets any worse, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. So far, the doctor doesn't even seem interested in taking a look. No arguments here. Let's fucking go. It looked like Volkanovski was bleeding in that second round, but it might have just been Max's blood, because I don't see any more on the champ. Might have wiped it off. Something is going to have to change in this round for Max if he hopes to win by decision, if you ask me. Good little light head kick there from Max. Oh, he ate a punch as he came in there. Ate a left hook again. He just does not see that left hook coming of Volkanovski. Big punches being exchanged here. Max is missing with that head kick too. Volk switches stance briefly. He's back to orthodox, maybe just trying to get a different look out of Max. Volk getting just out of the way of Max's counters. Max pushing forward, but still his punches just are not connecting like they were in the second fight or even the first fight. I feel like he had even more success with his punches in the first fight than he is in this one. Volkanovski showing off some beautiful head movement and range management, which he was always good at, but his range management is absolutely on point tonight. The defensive distancing is Beautiful. Look at this. Look at the footwork. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third round. Big head kick from Max gets blocked. Volkanovski pressing forward with punches. Getting himself off the cage. Switching stances briefly. Nice 1-2 from Volkanovski. Big right hand. Uppercut. Max just cannot touch him with any of his counters. He switches. Oh my goodness. It's hard to even follow what's going on. It's just lightning quick combinations. Oh, he ate a good jab there from Max. But for every one punch that Max lands, Volkanovski's landing 3 or 4. This is a clinic right now. I did not think that we would see this kind of fight. I thought it would be closer. But Volkanovski's running away with this in the third round. Big punches. He's dipping and ducking and just landing beautiful left and right hook counters. And now he's got double underhooks in the clinch against the cage. Max fishes for an underhook and gets it. They exchange knees. Volka's got him up against the cage. They're jockeying for position here. Going back and forth. Neither one really giving up any good positions here against the fence. They're hand fighting. They're definitely not just hugging here. There's a lot going on. Good knee from Max. It's hard to tell if Volkanovski's trying to grapple with him here. He's just using it to set up his strikes. I just got the answer to my question as he failed on a spinning elbow attempt. Good jab from Volk. Gets out of the way of the counters again. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Big right hand from Volkanovski as he dips under the right hand of Max. Nice 2-3 again from the champion. Champion's looking at the clock, though. I don't know why. Max is the last person you want to get tired against. Volkanovski is allowing himself to be put to the fence, but then he's exploding with combinations in response. Nice left hook counter by Volkanovski. My goodness. Oh, big right hand. Volkanovski's face is bloody again. I think it might be Max's, though. Oh, my gosh. The accuracy of Volkanovski's punches is just so surprising to me right now. Especially, they're like big looping shots. Oh, he just ate a punch there at the end of the round from Max. Max is not going quietly, but I am not used to seeing this. Showing the replay. The impact of Volkanovski's punches. Unbelievable. He's picking Max apart right now. Max's face is a mess. Volkanovski's still looking pretty good. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you just joined us, give us a like. We're about to be in the fourth round of Max Holloway versus Volkanovski 3. And so far, Volkanovski winning. He's beating up Max pretty good here. All right, let's do it. Fourth round. See if Max can pull off the comeback victory here. As far as I'm concerned, though, he needs a finish. He needs a finish from here on out. Unless he makes one of these rounds a 10-8, which I don't see happening based on how the fight's gone so far. 4:53 of the fourth round, in case you try to sync it up with mine. They clinch. Volkanovski throws a big right hand on the clinch. They're getting into a bit of a exchange here. All the punches of both men miss. They're clinched again. Throwing some sloppy knees. Maybe showing signs of fatigue here. Volkanovski trying to get a good grip on Max, but fails to, and decides to just throw some leather on the break. Volkanovski landing jabs, but he almost ate a knee to the face there. He dipped a little bit too low. Landing beautiful counters, though, as Max pressures forward. Oh, my goodness. The 3-2. The 3-2 is Volkanovski's combination in this fight. Max lands a good body kick. Not nearly as much volume from Max in this fight as compared to his usual output. Spinning back kick attempt there. Missed from the Hawaiian. Fakes being thrown. That spinning back fist, or spinning back kick, landed. Another body kick lands for the challenger. Volkanovski might be slowing down here. Hasn't thrown a punch in a good 30 seconds here. 3 minutes to go in the fourth round. That right hand just grazed Max. Good leg kick from the champion, followed by a jab. Another body kick landing for Max. They're both in orthodox stance here, so it's that rear leg that's landing for Max on the belt line, just about. Volkanovski looking for the 3-2 again. Bit of a leaping check hook, if there is such a thing. Oh, Max has his back here. A little bit of a scramble. Volkanovski turns back into him and turns Max against the fence. Good knee from Max. They break. They're in the center of the octagon again. Good jab from the champion. Minute and 53 seconds left in the fourth round. Both guys going upstairs and down. Nothing really lands for either. Oh, big right hand from the champion. So, there's so much impact on these shots comparably. Volkanovski definitely landing the more important strikes here. No doubt has him ahead on the judges' scorecard, if you were to ask me. Another exchange that Volkanovski seemed to get the better of. He leads with the uppercut. Sometimes a dangerous thing to do, especially against a good boxer like Max, but it works out there. Max has got he almost landed the switch high kick. Max having some subtle success with that body kick, that rear leg body kick that he's showing off. He should have been throwing it a little bit earlier in the fight. Oh, good exchange there. Max might have got the better of that one. And these are hard exchanges to even follow, too, because they're dipping, they're ducking, they're throwing shots to the body, shots to the head, looping shots, straight shots. Some fantastic boxing skills being shown off by both men, but Volkanovski is just the more accurate puncher right now and the more powerful puncher. Good right hand by Max. He tries to go upstairs with the high kick again. Volkanovski has a read on it, though. 10 seconds left in the fourth round. Big leg kick from the champion. Max walking a little funny. He's going to the well with that spinning back kick, too. And the round ends. We got one more round to go. Both men showing respect for each other. Max is going to have to show off more than that, though, if he wants to win this fight. He's definitely behind. Good fight so far. Argentpour says, please stop the match. It's painful to watch and to see this man getting beaten up like this. Unnecessary. I don't think it's that lopsided. Max is definitely putting up a good fight. He's still getting in his punches, but yeah, Volk is running away with it. I can't read this person's name because it's in Korean or Japanese or something, but it says, is Volk on something? He became so fast. Yeah, he's looking pretty fast. It's not just the speed, though. It's technique, too. He's not just beating Max to the punch. He's beating him with distance. He's beating him with timing. He's beating him everywhere right now. Last round. 4:53 left to go in the fight. Jabs and leg kicks from the champ right away. Pawing away with the left. Lands a good combination. Max is still trying to parry. He's trying to move his head. And now he's going for the takedown on the champ. He's in on a head on the outside single here, but gives up on it. It was a good entry, but Volkanovski recovered quickly from it, and Max was not able to get that takedown. And now he's on the defensive. Volkanovski looking to maybe get a takedown here, dropping levels. He's got double unders briefly. Lands a knee, and they separate. Back in the center. Volkanovski throwing fakes and then a nice leg kick. Outside leg kick with the rear leg. Good hip fakes from the champion that seem to get Max's attention. They both whiff on a right hand there. Nice switch high kick from Volkanovski. Just grazes the chin of the challenger. Good jabs. Good jabs again from Volkanovski. He can't miss at this point. Outside leg kick. Another outside leg kick. He's ripping his legs apart in this round. Jabs. I don't think Max has landed a single strike of significance in this fifth and final round. Max has to empty the tank here. He has to absolutely go for the finish 100%. There is no other way he's going to win this fight. He's running face first into jabs. He misses with the head kick. He's pushing forward, but he goes for the takedown there on Volkanovski. Again, it was a good entry, but Volkanovski recovered very quickly. Great takedown defense from the champion. They're in the clinch again. Look for Volkanovski to try to separate and land a big shot on the break. They're back in the center. Volkanovski using good footwork, not allowing Max to establish his own footwork. They're in an open stance now. Max was the one that decided to switch stance. He really wants that head kick to work, and maybe that's why he switched stance. 20 seconds left in the fight. Not looking good for Max. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he tries to go for broke here. 10 seconds left. Max pushing forward, but missing with a lot of his shots. Volkanovski lands one final jab, and that's it. That is the trilogy, ladies and gentlemen. No, the doctor did not stop it. Craziness. Out of all the things that were going to happen, I really did not expect that. I didn't expect Volkanovski to just perform far and above Max in such a way. Welcome, guys, to the stream if you just joined. We just watched the full 5-round championship fight between Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, and it seems like Volkanovski will be crowned and still champion once again. Beautiful, beautiful striking from Volkanovski. The 3-2 was there for him the entire fight. Just lit Max up. I was calling for the overhand right. He landed that a couple times, including once where he landed a nice one that opened up a huge gash over Max's left brow. Volkanovski looks unstoppable in this division right now. I'm actually going to check the rankings right now to see what's going on at featherweight. Because if not Max, then who? Max Holloway ranked number 1. Brian Ortega ranked number 2. Yair Rodriguez ranked number 3. Both of those men are set to fight very soon. I don't know if that's going to be a title eliminator, though. Especially since Brian just fought for the title, and that was his second shot at gold. His first being against Max Holloway, which he lost. But maybe if Yair wins against Brian Ortega, we could see him as the next challenger. And that's if Volkanovski even decides to stay at this weight class. He's flirted with the idea of moving weight classes. We just saw the belt being put on the Australian. Man, Max got fucked up in that fight, dude. He's limping. He's holding his face. He's swollen. He is all types of fucked up. Unbelievable. Tail of the tape says, I say Volk is pound for pound number 1 after this. I don't know, man. Pound for pound is not a conversation I usually get into because it's just so speculative. But I suppose if I had to choose, Volkanovski would definitely be up there. I don't see Calvin Kattar beating Volkanovski. I don't see Josh Emmett beating him. I mean, we got some guys moving up in the world. We got Ilya Topuria, Movsar Evloev. Those two interest me. Those are 2 possible dark horses in the division that were actually supposed to fight each other at one point. But they still have a long way to go until they are belt worthy or challenge worthy, I should say. Incredible. We got one more fight left. And that is, of course, Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. If you're just joining us, or just joining me, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I don't do these fight companions all that often, if I'm being completely honest. I would like to do them a bit more in the future. They are a lot of fun. They can be difficult to schedule, though. Especially these late night ones, the pay-per-views. But I have a lot of fun doing them. I hope you guys are enjoying the radio-style commentary. I'm doing my best with that. For those of you that don't watch the pay-per-views and just like to listen in. And like I said earlier, I treat the in-between parts of the fights as an Ask Me Anything. So go ahead and let me hear your thoughts and questions. I'll be happy to answer as we're waiting for the final fight of the night. UFC 4 on sale now for a limited time. Instead of $60, it's $59. I actually have no idea what it's going for right now. I thought about buying it. I want a UFC game that actually has a fun way to play the grappling portion of MMA. Because honestly, every single UFC game has just felt like a kickboxing video game, which is fine. The games are fun. I've played them before, but man, I like grappling. And they just haven't nailed that yet. Each grappling system has been a bit of a, man, what was Undisputed, was it Undisputed 3 or Undisputed 2? It just felt like a lot of button mashing, and whoever could button mash faster would win the grappling exchanges. And then in the most recent one, UFC 4, the one that I just was talking about, it's like a bit of a mini game that's kind of hard to win. I don't like it either. And I know you can only do so much as a game developer, especially with something as complex as grappling, but Tail of the Tape says, you think Volk does well at 155? Against the right guy, I think so. Against not just the smaller lightweights, but the ones that are a bit flat-footed. The ones that are flat-footed are not going to do well against Volkanovski. His movement is too superb, and he's just going to dance around them and point fight. And he's going to win that way. But, I mean, shit. Like I mentioned right as the Volkanovski fight was starting, we just saw a lightweight that was 6'3". That is insane. And even a master of distance like Volkanovski is going to have a hard time against a guy with a reach like that. Now, of course, Jalen Turner has a bit more to prove before we're talking about him fighting the champion of the featherweight division. And, of course, a lot of other things need to fall into place for that to even happen anyway. But I'm just saying, like, there's some big fucking dudes at lightweight. And him versus Oliveira, I'm really not confident that Volkanovski could win that fight. Not just because he's significantly smaller than Oliveira in terms of reach and height, but the grappling advantage, I wouldn't say it's extreme, but it's notable. It is notable. And that was what made the fight with Ortega so interesting. Now, of course, we found out in that fight that Volkanovski's submission defense is sensational. But if there's one guy that has better submission offense in MMA than Ortega, it's going to be Oliveira, a guy with the most submission wins in UFC history. I think if Brian Ortega can almost submit Volkanovski, Oliveira can definitely submit Volkanovski. Especially if he gets him in that position, in the positions that Ortega got him in. And Ortega isn't as good with his takedown defense as Oliveira. Oliveira will push for that takedown. He will make it a point to go after it. Ortega was an opportunist in the Volkanovski fight, as he usually is with his takedown offense. You know, the takedown that he got against Volkanovski was off a caught kick, and then he jumped directly into a mounted guillotine, which was beautiful. But Oliveira has great wrestling. He's going to chase that takedown, you know. And against Volkanovski, I think he could get it. I'd still love to see that, though. That would be a very interesting fight. Tell the Tape says button mashing is a staple in boxing and pro wrestling video games, and honestly, it works better than a mini game for video game MMA grappling. Yeah, but that's what I don't like. I don't like the button mashing. I like video games with like a high skill curve. I've never been very good at fighting games. When it comes to like being skilled at a video game, I guess I've the video games that I find I'm best at are shooters. I used to be very good at Gears of War and Halo and stuff. Still pretty good at Halo. But
Stay humble.
shut up. How could I not be good at Halo? I've been playing it since I was like 10.
What I'm saying is
Humble
humble yourself.
yourself. My wife's talking shit over there. She's just mad. I taught her how to play shooters. I taught her how to play video games. She never used to play video games before me. And she's literally sitting right next to me playing a video game. So, hush your mouth over there. Volk or Triple C? I say Volk. Because we've seen Triple C. I mean, I guess we've seen Volkanovski in trouble in there too. But I feel like Triple C's been tested and humbled more than Volkanovski has. Volkanovski, the only times we've really seen him in trouble were against Max, briefly. They were like flash knockdowns. And of course, the submission attempts from Ortega. But Triple C, man, he was getting the shit beaten out of him by Marlon Moraes. He, of course, got finished by DJ. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was another time where he was in trouble. But in any case, we got the final fight coming up here. Jared Cannonier is walking out. He's about to step into the cage. And I'm honestly surprised and impressed that I haven't heard more explosions in my backyard. Usually this time of year in my community, I'm very close to the New York metropolitan area. So like we have New Yorkers just come to our area in droves with the only intention of getting rowdy and blowing things up. Not that I have a huge issue with that, but when it's right next to my house, it is a bit annoying. But like I said, I'm impressed. No explosions. Well, a few, but not that many. Proud of them. Based Halo. I love Halo, man. The original Halos were the best, though. 1 through 3. Actually, I'm a huge Halo Reach fan. Loved Halo Reach. Cannonier stepping in. You know, as I was sitting there trying to make my pick for this fight and analyze what I thought the result would be, I was also trying to think, because my pick is for Adesanya to win this, either by decision or stoppage. I'm not sure. It'd be exciting to see a finish, obviously, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But anyway, I was trying to think of how Cannonier could win. Like, if I was his coach, what would I tell him to do in order to win? And I really, it's hard to put my finger on. Not just because Adesanya is enigmatic by nature, but Cannonier doesn't have any obvious strength going into this fight. It's not like he's a world-class grappler and the game plan would be to simply take Adesanya down. which is one of the blueprints we've seen work against Adesanya. It's not like he has a distinct power advantage. He's definitely powerful, but if you were to ask me who's more powerful, Adesanya or him, I don't know. Cannonier looks more powerful, but Adesanya is definitely more precise and has better timing, so he can kind of emulate that power in that way. And now we've got some crazy shit going on here as Adesanya walks out with what appears to be an urn and a Texas Ranger hat. I don't even know. And there's fog. And now the fog is completely obscuring all vision. This is theatrical. Ah, the urn says Jared. Well, that's not nice.
Did you just spend money on an urn?
My wife is concerned with the amount of money that Adesanya spent on the urn for some reason. As if that's an issue. It looks like a $5 urn. I don't. He's just kind of standing there now. Halo 4 campaign, good or bad? Good. Good. I liked Halo 4's campaign. The Didact was a badass villain. The plot itself was a little bit weird. Like, but I don't know. It was a little bit hard to follow. I kind of had to like do some research just to figure out what the fuck was going on. But I still liked it. Halo 5's campaign and plot was fucking garbage. I loved the game. The multiplayer in Forge was fantastic, but the campaign was trash. Okay, Adesanya is finally slowly making his way to the octagon with his Jared Cannonier urn. I didn't really think he had beef with Cannonier, or maybe he's just trying to be, trying to be cool. Let's go, man. I'm not the biggest fan of pageantry. I can tolerate it here and there, especially for a very big fight. But I don't want it to get like boxing, where they're being carted out on fucking, what do they call those things where you have the like slaves carrying you on a chair?
Oh God, I have no idea.
I forget. Like you're some kind of Egyptian pharaoh or something. Adesanya looking like he wants to come out and get a finish. Doesn't look like he's playing around. Despite the silly walkout, he does look pretty ready to go. Yeah, Goose, I got you, man. I'll tell you what the time is. Don't worry. All right, Adesanya finally entering the cage. Looks like he's marking his territory. Guy's silly. Walking right next to Jared as he circles the octagon. I'm surprised that the security guards just kind of allowed him to do that. What if Jared just decided to fucking deck him right there? Cannonier, man. I feel like if he's going to get it done, it has to be now. He's 38 years old. Although maybe he started MMA a little bit later, considering he's got 20 fights on his record. If he would have started early, like at the age of 20 or around that, he'd have a lot more fights on his record. 20 fights is nothing to scoff at, but still, for a guy his age, it's conceivable for him to have many more. So maybe he does have more fights left in him, and perhaps another shot if he doesn't get this one. Main event, Adesanya, Cannonier. If you're just joining us, I'm going to give you some play-by-play, radio-style commentary. And if you're watching this for my reaction, I do apologize. I'm purposely being a little bit subdued because I got the 3-year-old baby asleep in the room. I don't want to shout too loud because that'll kind of ruin everything. If that thing wakes up, it's over. But I might not be able to contain myself if something crazy happens. Cannonier is so fucking shredded. We're talking about a guy that used to fight at heavyweight and wasn't really that thick for heavyweight. Like, he had some body fat, obviously, but like, he wasn't like an out of shape person. He wasn't like a Roy Nelson going in there. He was just kind of thick, like Daniel Cormier style, you know? But he does not have an ounce of fat on him here. That's a nasty scar on his arm. He looks like a fucking Terminator. I think if I'm Jared Cannonier, I'm blasting leg kicks. Not that Adesanya is susceptible to that, but I think Cannonier's leg kicks are tricky enough and powerful enough to be a difference maker in this fight. All right, here we go. Is that what it is? The Undertaker intro? I don't watch pro wrestling. That's why I didn't pick up on that. Here we go. They're facing off here. Seems pretty tense. Let's see if they touch gloves. Herb Dean is the ref. Don't know how I feel about that. No touch of the gloves. I love me some Herb Dean. Don't get me wrong, but I feel that the latter portion of his career has been filled with more mistakes than not. Hope I didn't just jinx it. Here we go. Round 1. 4 minutes and 55 seconds. They're both in orthodox stance. Both of them are testing each other with rear leg kicks. Izzy lands the first one, and it was a solid one. Adesanya doing his usual fakes. Lands a nice inside leg kick there. Cannonier switching stances. And now Izzy switched stances back and forth. There's going to be a lot of that from Adesanya. He's known for switching his stances quite often. But Cannonier also seems to be willing to do the same thing as well. Nice kicks from the champ so far. Big looping overhand misses for Jared Cannonier. Cannonier getting out of the way of those teeps. He lands a nice leg kick, and then Adesanya returns one of his own. Very, very good kicking game possessed by both men. That was a nice switch kick by Cannonier as he switched to southpaw there. Cannonier lands a good teep. Adesanya giving him some pump fakes there. Seemed to partially land with the rear left hand, did Adesanya. Lands with an inside leg kick there as well. He's testing the range with his lead hand, kind of just reaching out there, not really throwing it. Tries a head kick there that was blocked by Cannonier. Jared's trying to push the pace here. He's got Adesanya close to the fence. Lands a leg kick, but eats a couple straight punches for his trouble. Nice outside leg kick by Jared. 2 minutes 55 left to go in the first. Adesanya showing some good fakes, but was unable to get on the inside with his subsequent striking attempt there. Leg kick lands with the foot. Went up high with it, and it was blocked by Cannonier. Cannonier trying to find range with his lead hand, but unable to really land with punches so far. But he is still pushing the pace. Nice counter right hand from Cannonier, but he ate some kicks for it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first. Oblique kicks being exchanged by both men. Adesanya kind of in a crooked stance here. Good check there from Jared a moment ago. Jared is showing some good defense so far. He's blocked all of the head kick attempts from Adesanya, and there have been quite a few for a fight that's only lasted 4 minutes. And he's gotten out of range of some things too. The only thing that has landed with power for either man so far has been the leg kicks. Leaping right straight attempted there by Jared that missed. He's trying to find his way inside. Changing levels is Jared. Both men switching stance frequently still. They're in an open stance right now. Fakes by both men. Jared goes downstairs twice. Seemed to land with some light punches. Adesanya putting that lead hand in his face. Tried to land with a right, but ate a leg kick. Pretty even fight so far, with only 40 seconds left to go in the first round. Fakes. Good head movement from Jared with a leg kick. Oh, big head kick just missed. Jared dipped out of the way of that one. Good head movement again as Adesanya pushed forward with a combination. Good teep from the champion. And then a good leg kick with the rear leg. Jared Cannonier seems unfazed. Cannonier pushing forward, got out of the way of the counter. Adesanya used some good footwork to get to the center, and that is the end of the first round. Pretty good. I'm not sure who won that, honestly. I want to give a slight edge to Cannonier. I feel like his leg kicks were a bit more powerful, and he had better octagon control, even though that's not that important. It was a tough round to score. Lane says, does Volkanovski deserve a how good is their striking? Yeah, absolutely he does. But one of the things that I said before when I actually mentioned that is that I'm actually afraid to do that one because he's a bit tricky for me to analyze because his strengths are my weaknesses. I really am not. I'm not a good footwork guy. I'm not a good timing guy. So that one's going to be hard for me to analyze. I'll do my best, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Round number 2, Adesanya versus Cannonier. 4 minutes and 55 seconds we are at, if you'd like to sync it up. Both men showing some more urgent movements here. Adesanya coming out a little bit more aggressively, trying to land the jab. Now he's pushing the pace against Cannonier's. Got Cannonier close to the fence. Cutting off the cage well. He's zeroing in on Cannonier here. Looking to land the sniper shot. Now they're talking shit. Big head kick just grazes the top of the head of Cannonier. And the only reason I can tell that is because his short little dreadlocks have been displaced. Nice leg kick from Cannonier. Nice return leg kick from the champion. Adesanya sticking that long reach right in Cannonier's face like a barrier. Adesanya definitely pushing the pace more in this second round. 3 minutes and 45 to go. Big leg kick lands twice for Adesanya. Oh, nice rear left hand from the champion. Kind of stunned Cannonier for a second there. Landed right on the eye. Nice fakes from the champion, as always. Getting Cannonier to bite on those a little bit. Nice little push kick to the body. Might have gone a little bit low. Herb Dean checks on Jared. He says he's okay. Jared is trying to return the favor and encroach upon Adesanya. Maybe looking to grapple a little bit. He's getting him into that range there. Ooh, he eats a big leg kick as he tries to land his punches. Adesanya is countering with some power right now. Jared Cannonier unfazed, though. He's still pushing forward. Nice head kick attempt from Cannonier. Adesanya really had to move out of the way in earnest of that one, and he ate a big leg kick, too, which caused him to switch stance. Now they're in the center, exchanging kicks. Powerful kicks. Adesanya tried the 1-2. That didn't work. They're back to throwing some feints. Adesanya shows him the uppercut as he eats a body shot. Interesting. Now Adesanya lands a shot to the body of his own. A jab 1-2. And again, countered by Jared. Grazed the chin of Adesanya. Good strikes being landed by both guys. Cannonier looked like he wanted to grapple there, and Adesanya just got out of the way. Jab from Cannonier fails, as Adesanya has shown off some good head movement thus far. They're in an open stance at the moment, both of them showing each other kick attempts. Nice head kick by the champion, blocked partially by Cannonier. Cannonier pushing forward with punches, but none of them land. Elbow attempt from the champion, misses. Big right hand from the champion as he pushes forward. And now we appear to have an eye poke. Interesting round so far. I think the champion's getting the better of it. This break in the action, I don't know who it benefits, but I think it honestly might be better for Cannonier, even though he's the one that got eye poked. Yeah, definitely got a index finger to the eyeball there. Who do you guys have winning so far? This is a tricky one to score. Good fight so far, though. Doctor checks on Cannonier. He seems to be okay. Both eyes are open. Herb's warning Adesanya, and we are back to it. 52 seconds left in the second round. Adesanya pushing forward. Body shot landed. Body kick landed. They both kick at the same time. Adesanya gets the better of that exchange and lands a jab right after it. Big leg kick partially checked by Cannonier. And he throws his own lead leg kick back at the champion twice. Spins Adesanya around with that kick. Adesanya pushes forward with a straight left that seemed to have some impactful success. Here we go, 10 seconds left in the round. Adesanya pushing forward. He's got Cannonier cornered. Let's see if he makes anything of it. Head kick attempt blocked. They talk shit. Nice jab. 1-2 landed by the champion at the end of the round. A little bit of showmanship at the end of the round, too. First one, extremely hard to score, but I gave it to Cannonier. Second round, I'm going to give to Adesanya. So it's 1-1 so far in my book. What do you guys have as a score here? Yeah, that was a nice left hand from Adesanya. I think I said it was a right when I called it, but it was definitely a left. A little bit of a mouse underneath Cannonier's right eye. Nothing too crazy. Adesanya looks fresh. See what happens, third round. Not a bad fight so far. Leg kick attempt from Adesanya. The first one fails. Second one lands. We are at 450 in the third round. Teep kick to the face attempt from Adesanya just missed, and now he's landing with leg kicks. He is, counter right hand landed partially for Cannonier. It looked like it gave Izzy something to think about. Nice leg kick from Cannonier, and then a left and a right from Cannonier. Cannonier is game, dude. Can't count him out. And this fight is by no means won by either man yet. Still very close. Grappling attempt here from Cannonier. He was in on a single leg attempt and then landed a right hand on the break. But now Adesanya pushing forward with the jab. But he gave Adesanya something to think about. I think that was smart of Cannonier to do. Good inside leg kick from Adesanya there. He's trying to grab the lead hand of Cannonier, land something. Didn't work out, though. Looping lead hand from Cannonier misses. Tries to go to the body, but doesn't really have an effect on the champion there. Adesanya trying to jab his way in. Circles Cannonier to the fence. Cannonier showing some decent footwork, getting out of there for the most part. Punches his way out of the corner. Another grappling attempt from Cannonier, and he lands 2 shots on the clinch, or in the clinch, rather. He's still on that single leg, too. It's not very tight. Adesanya's showing some good takedown defense here, but Cannonier is smartly using this opportunity to land some punches, and now they break. Good takedown defense from the champ, and good clinch work, dirty boxing from Cannonier. Head kick attempt misses from Adesanya. Leg kick attempt lands with a nice left straight from the champion. Lands flush right on the eye. Cannonier is wearing it well, though. If it affected him, he didn't really show it, other than his head snapping back. The leg kicks are not not doing as well as they were in the beginning of the fight for Cannonier, as he goes for a spinning back fist that completely misses. Oh, that right hand almost landed for Cannonier, though. He tries to counter the champion as he comes in, just grazing the chin of Adesanya as he fades back. Nice little exchange there that Adesanya got the better of. Not as many fakes being thrown by either man at this stage of the fight. And Cannonier clinches with the champion here with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the third round. He's got double underhooks here. He could make something happen. Knee landed up the middle from Jared. He doesn't seem particularly keen on actually taking him down. Seems to want to land those rabid punches again. But Adesanya is showing good defense. He's not allowing himself to be manhandled. And he's not really getting damaged here either, other than a few knees. Cannonier's trying to make something happen with those knees, but I don't think it's going to get him very far. With that being said, it's hard to say who's winning this round, though. Cannonier he's eaten some shots, but he's also initiating these grappling exchanges that he's certainly getting the better of. But how impactful are they really? They break, and the round is over. That was a tough one to score, but Adesanya did land the better punches. One left hand in particular was very nice. I'm going to give the round to Adesanya. So I've got Adesanya 2 rounds up right now. Although, now that they show the replay, Cannonier's still landing. Who do you guys have winning? We're about to go into the 4th round here, guys. Another war of attrition, it seems. Both guys don't seem to be especially drained, but I would say Adesanya seems to have a little bit more energy, a little bit more of a calmness to his demeanor, whereas Jared looks like he may think he's behind. There's a sense of urgency in his eyes, like he knows he has to get back to it right away. We're at 4:45 in the 4th round. Good parrying the jab from Jared as he attempts a kick that misses. Good jab 1-2 from Cannonier. So 1-1-2. But he eats a leg kick right after that. Nice jab from the champ. That thing was just a fucking spear out of nowhere. Jared moves out of the way swiftly from that teep attempt, that front kick attempt. It's hard to tell what exactly it was from this angle, but it's definitely a kick up the middle that he continues to attempt, but Jared sees it coming. Jared pushing the pace here, showing him some fakes. Tried to clip him with a right hook as Adesanya escaped. Big body kick lands from the champion. To the right side of Cannonier as well. He ate it well. He's got Cannonier close to the fence. Nice right hook from the champion. Adesanya showing him some more fakes now, getting back to that. Cannonier pressing forward with a combination. Doesn't land, and he's thrown off balance as he attempts to counter. Nice leg kick from Adesanya. Beautiful left kick right to the thigh. Landed explosively. Adesanya trying to do a little fade counter. Nice body kick from Cannonier. Seemed to catch Adesanya off guard. This fight is closer than I thought it would be, if I'm being totally honest. Cannonier trying to grapple once again. Landing short strikes in the clinch, and Adesanya is able to escape that. Nice leg kick again. These guys are so tough to be taking these leg kicks over and over again. Both guys are so precise and so sharp with their leg kicks. And neither one of them is doing a particularly fantastic job of checking them. So a lot of damage being dealt to the legs, and neither guy is really showing it. Cannonier still trying to press forward. Adesanya using good footwork to stay safe, showing him the front kick up the middle again. Skirting along the outside as Cannonier chases him. Good jab as Cannonier pressed forward. Cannonier landed a good leg kick though. Constant barrage on the legs. Cannonier pushes him up against the fence again, and here we are. Cannonier with the right underhook. He's got good head positioning, making it hard for Adesanya to escape. It looks like he's working on an outside trip here, but he's not setting it up particularly well. Adesanya sees it coming. He's landing short strikes to the body. And Adesanya tries to counter, with a Muay Thai clinch, and he eats a right elbow for his trouble. Like I said, the head positioning is key here. It's what's keeping Adesanya trapped. Adesanya needs to counter that head positioning of Cannonier if he wants to really give himself a good chance of circling out. He's essentially being pinned here. Oh, big elbow from Cannonier. Nice little dirty boxing there, but now Adesanya is pressing forward. He dodges a head kick attempt from Cannonier. Teep to the body. 10 seconds left in the round. Less than that, actually. And that is it. Whew. I think Cannonier won that one. He landed some good elbows in the clinch. He was establishing some good positions there as well. Landed some powerful kicks. I think it might be 2-2 going into the fifth. I don't know. It's hard to say. What are you guys thinking? Let's take a look at the replays if they show them. What do we got going on? They're icing up Cannonier. And Adesanya looks like he's good, man. It's a very technical battle here. Cannonier is in the moment right now, man. He is... Seems like he's handling it well. He seems like he knows exactly what he has to do to win this fight. I think he knows that it's close, and I think from the look on Adesanya's face, he knows it's close too. This might be the round where we see a finish. Big right hand from Cannonier. Small exchange there. Adesanya dodging and trying to counter. Doesn't work out. Jared attempting to attack the body, and he eats a leg kick in response. He's pushing the pace here. Adesanya showing a sense of urgency to try to punch his way out of the corner. He's putting that lead hand in front of Jared's face. Misses with the jab, but lands with the kick, does Adesanya. The Nigerian showing some good fakes again as he lands a quick little left. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the fight. Nice shots being landed on the outside from Adesanya. Good jab. He is able to escape the clinch attempt there from Jared. And now Jared is on the back foot. But Adesanya misses a kick, and that allows Jared to reestablish himself back in the center. But Adesanya showing some trickery here. He just landed a nice elbow. Landing some good kicks to the thigh. Although that was a powerful punch that Jared just grazed him with. And then a nice left hand from Jared. Powerful leg kick from Adesanya. And a right hook counter from Jared. Both men switching stances constantly still. Adesanya more so, not surprisingly. He's trapped up against the fence here. Jared gives him some space, though, to get back to the center. Adesanya is missing with his right hand. Seems a bit frustrated. Oh, big punches being exchanged by both guys there. Good head movement from the champion. Nice elbow from the champion. Tying each other up in hand fighting. Almost Wing Chun style there for a second. Kick feints being shown from the Nigerian. They're dancing around the center. Big clinch from Jared. Almost got the takedown there, in fact. It was such a powerful way to engage in the clinch. He almost ran Adesanya right over. Looks like he's looking for this takedown here. Adesanya showing some good balance so far. But he has a good whizzer, but I don't know. These are some dominant grips from Jared here. Still hand fighting, landing knees. 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the fight. In my opinion, Jared won the 4th round with this clinch. Adesanya needs to get out of this. This is a very close fight. He cannot afford to stay here. He needs to have a sense of urgency. Knees being landed by Cannonier. This would be a very big upset if Cannonier were to win this fight. In my opinion, I don't know what the actual betting odds are. Cannonier changing levels here. He's in on this single leg. Trying to circle, run the pipe. He's a little bit high, though, and now his neck is in jeopardy. And Adesanya used that to escape. Right hand attempt from Adesanya. Jared gets out of there. Jabs being landed by both men. Cannonier showing some expert footwork, and now they're in the clinch again. Only 50 seconds left in the fight. Adesanya needs to get out of here. This is not a good look for the end of the fight. Cannonier has good head positioning again, and he's landing knees. Adesanya gets out of the clinch. Head kick lands for the champion. It was just grazing, though. Adesanya pushing the pace. Big 1-2 landed. Seemed to have an effect on Cannonier. Again, he lands with it. The strike count seems to be in favor of Adesanya in this round, but it's still close. 15 seconds left in the fight, people. Adesanya pushing forward. Landing some light shots. The jab. Right hand attempt misses. Jared Cannonier's not really throwing. And that's it. That's the fight. Adesanya seems frustrated. Cannonier seems respectful. They shake hands. And that's it. That's the fight. That is tough. That is tough to score. What do you guys think? Let's hear it. Let's hear a prediction. Call it.
I'm going to say they're probably going to go with Adesanya. He was a little bit more active in that 5th round. Cannonier's clinch wasn't as effective as it was in the 4th and, 3rd round? Argentpour says, Izzy with another super boring win. That's the call. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was boring. There were some good strikes landed. Jared showed off a good chin. He ate a couple big left hands. A couple good elbows too. And like I said, both guys were blasting each other with leg kicks. Argentpour says, honestly, the most boring active champion. I don't know if that's fair, man. I don't know if that's fair. You got to understand, with a champion with this much hype, the guys are studying him. They know what he brings to the table at this point. So it's very hard to get finishes like that when they know what you're going to do. I'm not trying to make excuses for Adesanya. It's just it's very hard to get finishes against these top level guys. All right, let's see what they say here. I'm gonna put on the audio just so I can hear what's being read as we get the decision. 49-46, 49-46, and I didn't hear the last one. Still, Adesanya. You called it. I hear some boos. Hey, I thought it was a decent fight. I thought it was decent. A lot of fans forget that GSP had plenty of boring decision wins during his reign. That's from Tale of the Tape. You're absolutely correct, sir. Anderson Silva, another man, had some boring fights. It's hard to remain at the top, guys. All eyes are on Adesanya. All these middleweight killers, they're studying him. They want to be champion just as bad as he wants to stay champion. The fact that he's able to remain at the top like he has is impressive in and of itself. You have to respect that. Yes, I would have loved to have seen a finish, but it was still a good fight. There was still some urgency there, much more urgency than you would have seen in the Yoel Romero versus Adesanya fight. Adesanya was dialed in, man. He was going for it. Cannonier showed some impressive defense, honestly. Neither one of them showed very good kicking defense. They were pretty much landing kicks at will. But other than that, there was good head movement. There was good distance management. There was good clinch work. We saw it all in this fight. Adesanya left it all on the table, and so did Jared. Both guys had success with their strikes. They had success with their punches. They both definitely had success with their kicks. It was a decent fight. In any case, there we have it. Final fight. I hope you guys enjoyed this fight companion as much as I enjoyed doing it. I thank you all for joining me. And I'm not sure when the next one is going to be. I'll certainly let you guys know a little bit more in advance. This time around, I kind of let you guys know just this morning. Maybe we'll have a better turnout that time around. Make sure to like the video if you haven't already. I've got 13 people watching, only 10 likes. Give a guy a break. Throw a dog a bone here. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I usually do more analysis-based videos, more scripted-based videos. But every once in a while, I like to jump on the live chat and talk to you guys and have some fun. And we did that tonight. I thank you once again for joining me. And I got to get some sleep. I got some training to do tomorrow. I'm waking up and doing some jiu-jitsu and I got a big old heavyweight that's probably going to knock me around, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful night. Happy 4th of July to all my American brethren. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.